If you walk into the shared kitchen at work and see a little snow globe stuck to the refrigerator, you're probably not going to think that someone vandalized the fridge by supergluing a souvenir to it. You'll probably just think, cool magnet. And yeah, magnets are cool. The way they attract metal objects and other magnets to themselves can feel almost magical. But when we say her personality is so magnetic, we don't mean metal things are flying through the air to stick to someone. In human relationships and interactions, attraction is so much more than just people being drawn together. It's instead all about the qualities we're looking for in our relationships, like competent coworkers, kind friends, or a compassionate mentor. Personally, I don't want to even speak to people who don't know who Sean Paul is, but that's just me. That means there are lots of different facets to discuss when we talk about attraction. But with the power of communication and attraction theory, we can explain the forces that draw us together. No magnets necessary. I'm Cassandra Ryder, and this is Study Hall, Intro to Human Communication. There are lots of people we communicate with regularly. I'm always talking with my sisters, besties, and PhD classmates. With anyone we're close to, we engage in interpersonal communication, the exchange of verbal and nonverbal messages between people who mutually influence each other, like friends, family members, romantic partners, and colleagues. Essentially, we engage in interpersonal communication with two kinds of people: those we have to have relationships with, and those we want to have relationships with. For example, we may not have chosen our family members or coworkers, but we do get to choose our friends and who we date. So, what gets us to make that choice of whether to pursue relationships with people we don't have to? In the field of communication, we call the force that draws us to form relationships attraction. We may feel like attraction is arbitrary or even illogical, but it's often shaped by context, including our own emotions, past experiences, and the culture we were raised in. Each culture values the different qualities people have in certain ways, and that's going to have an impact on how appealing someone is to us. In fact, many interpersonal situations that involve attraction also involve a combination of more than one kind of attraction. And being able to describe attraction like communication experts can help us better understand the behaviors we see and the factors that influence our desire to connect with people. There's physical attraction, which is how attractive someone's physical appearance is to someone else. It can be tempting to think that physical attraction is all about, well, physical attractiveness. But physical attraction can be about much more. For example, evolutionary psychologists have found that physical characteristics play a major role in attraction because it's important for selecting a mate. Certain aspects of a person's appearance may signal good health or fertility or physical strength. Traits that might be good to have in a parent or partner or to pass on to offspring. But when human beings experience sexual and physical attraction, it's not necessarily about finding a mate and not all about having children. We don't say things like, I think you're going to have amazing babies one day. But we do say things like, your hair looks great, or you have such a lovely smile. What people find attractive, like a certain hairstyle or taste in clothing, can also be about what society tells us looks good and is best. And physical attraction has wide-reaching impacts on how we communicate, even when we're not interested in a romantic relationship. For example, physical attractiveness can affect the assumptions we make about someone in a phenomenon known as the halo effect. This is when a positive impression of a person influences our opinion of that person in ways that are unrelated to that impression. The halo effect can get us to perceive physically attractive people as also more likely to be sociable, competent, and smart, even though there's no logical connection between physical attractiveness and other characteristics. In general, researchers have found that people who are physically attractive tend to be perceived more positively. As a result, they may get opportunities to develop their social skills more often, and they might receive more praise, resulting in a higher self-confidence. So the halo effect and being considered extremely physically attractive can seem like a good thing, but can come with some weird side effects. Some people who are very attractive find that other people have really high expectations for them, like how good they are at their job. But making assumptions based on looks doesn't just happen with very physically attractive people. A person's appearance is used to make all kinds of assumptions. Like if we show Anushka a picture of someone she's never met, then ask her to tell us about their personality, Anushka is probably going to do what researchers have found people often do in these situations. She's going to make guesses based on her knowledge of people who look similar. We can also feel drawn to someone because they seem like a good or desirable person in a certain context. Task attraction is when we think someone is the perfect person to help in a given job or project. For example, we might experience task attraction to someone who has the physical strength to help us move when we need someone to help us carry furniture up to a third-floor apartment. Social attraction is when we think someone has the social skills to make a group or conversation better. So we might feel social attraction to people who complete a group, like that jovial guy who's the life of the party in an otherwise laid-back bunch of friends, or that attentive listener in a workplace full of outgoing people. But attraction isn't just about appearance, abilities, and personality traits. Researchers who study communication have observed how social interaction influences whether we find someone physically attractive, a concept known as interaction appearance theory. Positive social behaviors, like offering kindness, and negative social behaviors, like cutting in front of people in line, can change our reported beliefs about someone's physical attraction. So being warm and positive in interactions can influence perceptions of attractiveness, even if nothing about our physical features has changed. And there are other ways attractiveness can change over time. Like, let's say Warren and Olivia meet for the first time while working at the county fair, where Warren is running the ring toss booth next to Olivia's bowling game booth. When a kid bowls a strike, someone is going to have to get the prizes down from the high shelf of the booth. Task attraction gets Olivia to ask Warren for help, since he's 6'4" tall and can easily reach the teddy bears on the top shelf. Warren is happy to help, and if he's honest, he noticed Olivia already. He thinks her purple hair and vintage clothes are really cool, but he knows that things would be weird at work if he was too forward, so he waits to see if there are signs that she finds him attractive too. Over the next couple of weeks, Warren notices that on quiet evenings, Olivia asks him to cover for her more and more often, so Warren often ends up running 2 games at once, while Olivia takes breaks. Earlier, Warren had assumed that she was a responsible person, but as he spends more time running both of their booths, the halo effect fades, and Olivia just seems willing to take advantage of his kindness. Warren notices that at the booths across the way, Leslie and Jim seem to have a much better relationship. They take turns covering for one another and are always laughing and smiling. So Warren starts spending more time with them as he's drawn in by their personalities and is socially attracted. It never occurs to Warren to date Leslie, but at the end of the summer, she mentions that she likes the way Warren always encourages the kids who come to the ring toss booth and asks him on a date. Warren gives the date a shot. Leslie isn't the kind of person he's dated in the past, but now he knows that the ways he's attracted to people have changed over time. So we experience lots of different forms of attraction, even to the same person. And attraction as a word has its limitations. It tends to focus on what initially draws things towards each other, not what keeps people connected over time. But attraction theory can help us understand why some people immediately attract us and why that attraction continues over time, or why it fizzles out. So why not bring the tools of attraction theory into our own daily lives? And who knows? It might just make our personalities more magnetic. Thanks for watching Study Hall, Intro to Human Communication, which is part of the Study Hall project, a partnership between ASU and Crash Course. If you liked this video and want to keep learning with us, be sure to subscribe. You can learn more about Study Hall and the videos produced by Crash Course and ASU in the links in the description. See you next time!